overwhelmed. This change I want to make is just too big and overwhelming. I'll never have the time it's going to take. I don't have the money to start it. I already have too much to do. What does being stuck look like? On one typical coaching day, Jason looked across the client's desk in his office on the 37th floor. A longtime client, Stephen, not his real name, was a senior manager in a professional advisory firm in New York City. Looking out the window, Jason took in the view of blue skies over lower Manhattan. Stephen had been silent for about 3 minutes now, lunch untouched, his brow furrowed, his shoulders taut. The stress in the room was thick. Jason felt it, and waited. Why the silence? Jason had asked Stephen a question he had never answered out loud. One look around the office and you'd assume Stephen had everything together. The Hermes tie around his neck, the dual 27-inch computer monitors side by side on his standing desk, the framed family vacation photos on the desk, and a painting of a fogged-in Pebble Beach golf course hanging on the wall. Stephen scheduled this one-on-one coaching session because he knew that Jason helped people manage the complexity of work-life issues. To put it bluntly, Stephen was overwhelmed, stressed out, and stuck. Stephen confided in Jason that he was about to accept a promotion, and he would fly to London every other Sunday and return home Wednesday. He would manage a group of 200 people, and his increase in compensation would be around 15%. This was the role he'd focused on for the past 18 months, but Jason could tell something was off. Before lunch, Stephen told Jason he had been diagnosed with hypertension earlier that month and still hadn't picked up his meds. His wife was worried, he said. He was spending more time in the office than last year. What's more, his kids had started visiting colleges. All 3 would graduate high school in the next 5 years. After a brief chat about the local baseball team, Jason asked, "Stephen, is the work you'd be doing what you want to be known for?" The question hung in the air through an uncomfortable pause. After a long silence, he replied, "Jason, it's what I've been working toward for more than a year. My boss knew it, my wife knew it, but as I map it out, I realize how stressful it will be, how much of my kids' lives I'd miss, how much pressure I'd be under to, how can I say it, be in 2 places at once." Jason listened. Stephen went on. "When I called you last month to set up our meeting, I thought I just needed to get more organized. The question you're asking me now, well, I just don't know." And so began a year-long coaching program focused on just one momentum question that got the ball rolling. As Stephen's executive coach, Jason was not going to motivate his New York City client to make a snap decision or set up an ultimatum. Instead, he was going to help Stephen take the very same actions that you will practice as you read Get Momentum, How to Start When You're Stuck. What does being stuck feel like? A trait among people we coach, entrepreneurs, founders, managers, senior executives, is that they continue doing WUTW, what used to work. During a phone call with Jerry, not his real name, a 2-year member of our Get Momentum Leadership Academy, he said, "Last year I started going into the office Saturday mornings once a month just to catch up." He continued, "Even though I know times have changed and my role is different, it's necessary to work on the weekends. Honestly, I don't see any other way. Here's the problem. For the past 3 months, I've been going in every Saturday." It had been 21 months since Jerry accepted this position at a new company. He and his wife had moved from Northern California to Washington, D.C. He was leading a new team of developers, the work was exciting, and the problems he was solving were challenging in a good way. While in D.C., they had their first baby at the same time that his client coverage increased. And with the work he was doing and his incredible production, he had just earned a much higher bonus. Naturally, that eased some of the financial pressure Jerry and his wife were feeling, but he felt stuck. His only response to getting more work done was working longer hours and seeing his wife and baby girl even less. Our mentor, best-selling author and internationally known leadership coach Marshall Goldsmith, who wrote the book What Got You Here Won't Get You There, wrote an email to Jason and said, "Most people, especially those who are already successful, believe that because they do a certain behavior that has led to success in the past, the same behavior will lead to success in the future. I call this